Waking in his tomb, Garn erects himself like Dracula. His worldly eyes are sunken deep under his brow, shading them from the hellish glow that would rape any normal man's eyes. He coughs up the sleep sick, which causes all of his bones to crackle and pop. Refreshed after the wakening, he steps out of the coffin to figure out just where he is. Garn's memory is void of this location. Never before has he seen such a hellish hue from the sky. That strange orange glow. It reminds him of something that you put in your mouth and suck on. It's also orange on the tip. Oh yeah, a cigarette. Garn checks his pocket holes and finds them empty. Someone must have robbed his ass. Ain't no way Garn, the cigarette freak, muscular genius bastard himself, is gonna slumber without having a pack of cigarettes in his pocket. At least whoever stole his cigarettes didn't also commit to stealing his impeccable Royal King outfit. His everyday stained white t-shirt with a silly design, dollar store jeans, and those boots that are always ready for some steel-toe skull torture. Since Garn has no cigarettes or any possessions at all aside from his clothes, he decides to start scouring this new scenery. He scans the roofless room he's in, looking left and right, only moving his eyes. There are patterns and designs randomly spaced on the walls, which look like bones and other sorts of wacky tubes and cords. There's windows and doors of various sizes at various heights, filling Garn with a joyous delight. All these doors to open and windows to look through, Garn is easily excitable. Ignoring the rotting meat flesh on the floor, he struts over to the tallest window and gets on his tipper toes to snag a little peeky at what's going on the other side. The window hole reveals an outside look at the world. There's leafless trees, more buildings out in the distance with equally strange construction to the room he's contained by. But what really catches his attention, most of all, is the two freaks on the sidewalk. There are two gnarled forms, similar in style to God's humans, but they are fiery red and look to be made of gemstones. The two red gem-looking fellas are going at it, swinging left and right, walloping each other with pillows, feathers flying everywhere, scattering and scorching when making contact with the pale pavement sidewalk. Garn smiles and giggles to himself, feeling the carefree joy emanating from the couple outside having a pillow fight. He turns his noggin back to the room he's in, and wonders if he'll be able to join the pair once he's discovered a way out of this lair. There's a tiny set of double doors, each only as big as one of Garn's meaty hands. They are just right of the window he looked through, and Garn is eager to know if it leads to a room where little people or critters live and love and laugh. He opens the door, and to his surprise and delight, contained within is an icy cold Monster Energy drink. Unfortunately, no little critter folk just yet, but Garn will never pass up the opportunity for a Monster Energy beverage that provides you with monstrous energy. However, he decides that he'll wait to open it. Garn is firm in his idea that you cannot have any beverage, especially an energy drink, without the accompanying cigarette. It's like sex without coming. Holding his bev, he now looks to the next window upon the wall. Peering through this one reveals another room. It's a smaller room and seems to have no exit, simply bared walls with just this one window to look in. On the floor of this room there are indeed little critters. There's approximately 22 house cats of various ethnicities crammed wall to wall, squared. The cats are absolutely pouring with sweat, dripping, soaking in it for some reason, and Garn hears the faint screeches and hollers from the miserable little guys. Garn's mood is slightly soured now. He looks to the next wall in an attempt to take his mind off the sweltering felines. Garn immediately makes eye contact with a face that is molded into the wall. The face seems at peace. The eyes are half-lidded and looks a bit sleepy, but it grins at Garn. Garn shifts a bit closer to the face and performs a slight little wave from his waist. The face speaks to him. "Keep your white ass away from me." Garn frowns and wonders what previous experiences could have produced this standoffish reaction towards him. Then he realizes this face is a wall and probably doesn't have a brain, right? "What are you frowning at, bitch ass?" Garn remembers the little cat screaming, which puts him into a worse mood now, with the insulting wall adding to his upset. Is this wall responsible for the plight of those kitties? Garn shifts his hold of the monster drink to his non-muscle meat flesh arm and crinkles those now loose fingers into a muscular fist. "Oh hell nah, you ain't bout it." The wall was cut off by Garn deftly jabbing the face with a quick and gnarly fist. The eyes of the wall's face oozed out like donut cream jizz, and the broken teeth chunks flopped out of its loose lips. The breaking of this wall face is now causing the room to smell fucking foul, similar to rotting pork meat, the only meat Garn scorns. Garn decides the smell is a bit much for him, considering that he's able to visibly see it, so he scrambles a bit and picks up his pace. He's got to find a way away from this wall face stench. Next window, real quick peek. There's just a single pizza in there on the floor. Okay, door time. It's about half Garn's height, short dwarf-ass door. He ducks and opens the door, revealing a hallway. He scrambles and gags and almost pukes. His belly is shaken. His monster is clutched tightly in his fist. Don't want to lose that. He closes the door behind him and sucks in a deep, not too deep, lungful of fresh air. Wishing he had a cigarette right about now, he buckles up and keeps his mind's eye on the prize. Find a cigarette. Rolling through this compartment, Garn huffs and puffs. It's hard work, but Garn is not baby girl. After like 20 minutes of going in one single direction, Garn is now able to see the literal light at the end of the tunnel. It's getting closer and closer. He exits the tunnel vent shaft thing into a larger chamber. There's just a bench there, that's it. Another square room, but this time there's a ceiling and flat unadorned walls. Garn sits his ass on that single bench and takes a breather. Before Garn is able to get too comfortable, the air in front of him suddenly gets really perfumey. Sickeningly sweet honey smell particles shoot directly up his nostrils, down his lungs, and makes his gut swirl and bang against his insides. He feels all the organs in his body shake and shiver and slam against his inner meat bag walls. He pukes real quick and starts seeing stars, prompting him to scream at the top of his lungs for 2 full seconds before suddenly he's fine and the smell is gone. Right there in front of this fella named Garn, the air swirls again. He sees it happening. He feels it. The vibe of the room is changing. There's colors and electricity literally swirling in front of him. He's not hallucinating. This shit really is fucking happening, dog. From within the center of the swirl, a grotesque form starts to take shape and jitter and pop and snap into a more defined shape. It's a red... It's a big red meaty beast-faced man. He's got wicked silly... Fuck! It's a big red meaty beast-faced man. He's got wicked sick nasty back wings coming from... Fucking shit. It's a big red meaty beast-faced man. He's got wicked sick nasty bat wings coming out from behind him and horns that adorn the top of his skull. Guy looks fucking sweet, Garn thinks. He's jacked as fuck too, but naked, with cock and balls dangling and hanging about, which isn't so cool to Garn, but hey, whatever floats your boat, I guess. The red and horned bat-winged fella begins to speak. Tidings, good sir. Care for a companion, for just a moment or 2 or 3. You seem like you know how to speak. Not many whomst arrive here are able to, since mostly they just scream and rip their flesh off and cry due to all this hot, nasty air. You aren't even breaking a sweat. What's up with that? Garn realizes that it is a bit warm, but nothing out of the ordinary for him. I guess sunning your asshole and balls actually does do something, Garn replies. Ah, yes, indeed. I don't like that one bit. Never mention that again and we'll be best friends. What brings you here, I must ask? Garn thinks for a second about that question. He asked what brings you here. Does he mean here as in this world or this room specifically? Regardless, he replies, I'm looking for cigarettes. Mine got robbed while I napped. Shit, that's fucked up, man. I'm sorry for your loss. The red man looks at Garn in the eyes pitifully, while scratching his big hairy nutsack. Red fella blinks at Garn and they both just kind of look at each other for a little bit. After 4 minutes, Garn asks the red fella, do you have any cigarettes? Oh, why I have everythings and nothings. Mostly I have everythings you could ever think. Things. Things you want. You want things. Smoking things. Cigarettes. I have them. Here. The red gent finally sits down now and thrusts his hand into Garn's personal space bubble, which prompts Garn's crazy reflexes, so his wrist gets crushed in Garn's big ol' meaty claw. Youch! shouts Red. Garn sees a similar swirly video playing from earlier within the red palm, and a cigarette is produced out of thin air. Sweet, Garn says while Red is still writhing and rocking back and forth with his wrist being crushed in Garn's fist. Release me, I beg of you, your grip like iron, like steel, like pussy, let go, let go, let go, let go, Red cries. Garn stops holding the red wrist and grabs the cigarette and puts it to his chapped and parched lips. Man, he's been waiting for this moment, thirsty, running low on consciousness, and feeling his brain pulse and bang against his skull with an eager fuck desire for a sweet hit of nicotine. He cracks the green tab of the monster right the fuck open and takes a big swig. Then he realizes he needs to light the cigarette. He then eyes Red, who is still writhing in agony and humming to himself a sweet little lullaby to try and ease his duress. Hey man, I'm real apologetic over what I did there. Hey man, I'm real apologetic. Oh fuck, I bit my tongue. Hey man, I'm real apologetic over what I did there. It was really just, I've been struggling, man. It's been a hard day today. Those sweating cats, the face in the wall insulting me, having to crawl through that vent over there. Fuck, man. I didn't mean to do that. It's just, I'm tense, and I got like crazy retarded freaking sick nasty snake-like snapping turtle cheetah rape reflexes, and you kind of crossed into my personal space bubble. It's been a while since I've had a cigarette, man. I'm real sorry, man. I just need a light real quick and I'll be out of your horns. Red looks up at Garn like he's God. Sir, good sir, please, you must understand. No one has been able to hurt me ever. And for you, one of you, to hurt me so, it's admirable. Your strength and fortitude, your constitution, sir. You are the first thing in the world to ever touch me. Something I've always wanted, to be touched. The one thing I couldn't have, and yet here you are, giving me one of the one things I wanted yet could never have. I swear. Garn cuts him off real fucking quick. Look, man, cool shit, nice shit, respect, peace. Now light my damn cigarette fucking now, please. No need, man, just suck on it, Red quivers. Garn furrows his brow at Red. Was that an innuendo? He takes a drag and the cigarette immediately lights. Yeah, okay, I guess it is hot in here. Forgot about that. However hot the air really was, his monster drink was still icy cold. Strange. Red still has tears rolling down his meaty face head and a little dribble streaming from his lips. Garn decides that he's just going to leave now. He's already done enough here. Best to be on his way. Garn stands up, feels a tingle, and sees a twinkle come from the other side of the room. A door rises and molds itself into the wall. Where to now? Garn passes by Red one last time, looking down at him at the top of his horned head, thinking how silly it would be to slap it. Garn accidentally fucking destroyed Red's skull. His little slap sent that red head into a course of demolition. Garn watched in awe as the world's time slowed down so he could see every single microscopic frame of movement. As his hand made contact, he watched Red's scalp ripple from the impact. The head began to move faster than it should at this slowed down speed. Since the world was slowed down, it looked as if Red's head was being magnetically pulled at 2 times speed down to the floor. Then Garn watched as the cracks in the ground formed, and Red's skull started to collapse like a watermelon being crushed. It looked cartoonish, the way his skull just squashed and stretched out. An eruption of blood came shooting out of the back of the skull, and within the blood geyser, Garn was able to watch Red's eyeballs surfing on the blood waves. Time resumed normal speed, and all that was left was a crater filled with blood. Gnarly. Upon further inspection of the Garn notices that there's no trace of brain matter within the caved-in and scattered fragments of what was once a skull. Actually, upon further and further inspection, zoom in just a little more, yeah. So, Garn spots after bending down just slightly, more. God damn, man, get on your fucking knees and look down there. Okay, yeah. So within the crater of what was once a skull, Garn sees his next little prize floating there in the pool of blood. It's a ribeye steak. Apparently Garn just turned this red freak's brain into a ribeye steak with a single slap. Now that is something. So, Garn claims his prize. While he stands up with the steak in hand, cig in mouth, and monster drink in the other hand, his knees and back cracks. Old ass man. He stumbles over to the new door that appeared before he made steak, yawning on his way. Garn really has done quite a lot this day. He's quenched his thirst and had his cigarette, but he's hungry now, which is good timing since he just earned his dinner. He fumbles with all his items and prizes and treats, attempting to hold on to everything while he opens the door. He peeps in and sees another room. Well, he thought so. Oh shit, he's falling now. Look, don't miss it. He's falling. Damn, that room fucking japed him. It wasn't a room, but it was a skybox that looked like a room, and he's fallen down a couple of feet. And it seems to be, yeah, he's back in the room he woke up in. Luckily, it seems that the foul smell has left. Garn is B-man. So he decides now that he's back in his room. Yes, he's claimed this room now as his own. I mean, it's got his coffin in there. Anyways, he decides it's time to eat up and rest up for tomorrow. He's going to sit here in the floor of his little chamber and devour his raw ribeye steak. No need to cook it. He prefers the raw meat flavor. He gets to chewing and gnashing on the steak while he finishes his cigarette and monster drink and wonders where he'll wake up tomorrow. Here or elsewhere. Who cares? He made this day and world his bitch, and he'll continue to do so until he dies or runs out of cigarettes and monster drinks. All a man really needs to keep on and on and on